right, so we are going to do a little test here of what's the lowest bit rate I can get away with streaming, so if I miss out or get out of a 5G coverage area and all I got is some pretty slow 4G, will this be able to seamlessly transition without constantly buffering and shit? So for a 720p stream, it seems like 1500 kilobits a second is pretty low, but we'll see how the quality holds up, especially when you're driving around and shit, and you know, what's appearing on the camera sensor is continuously changing. Generally, the lower the bit rate, the more blocky it'll be. But until 5G is truly blanketing the country, it's got to try to figure something out so we can get rid of the disconnecting. Is the biggest problem when I'm not sending enough data out to YouTube. Then it'll, after a certain amount of time, which I don't know how long it is or if I can somehow change it, it'll just end the stream. Where I notice other professional, like quote unquote professional weather streamers, if they lose signal, it automatically flips over to a, hey, we're in a shitty coverage area, we'll be right back. I don't know if that's they're sending their video signal to something like Restream, and then if Restream isn't receiving enough data, it'll put that message on the screen for you while keeping enough data going to YouTube to keep the live stream going. I don't know. If that's how it works, then I should probably look into getting Restream, because it is very frustrating to be in a shitty coverage area and it keeps disconnecting. Like OBS keeps disconnecting, and then ultimately the YouTube stream will just shut down. So if we can figure out a way to stop that. So we'll see what happens here with this low bitrate stream. If traveling around in the country is gonna work halfway decent, I can be satisfied with that, but we'll see what happens. So now we're heading north out of Waterloo, heading towards Columbus. And you can see on the left and right here all these trees and shit, and it's all fenced in. This is McKay Nursery. They're like 130 or 140-year-old tree and shrub and landscaping company in Waterloo. Got a great reputation. Although I had no idea how expensive trees were. Like, holy shit. But a lot of them will be, you can get them at different age groups, like little saplings or somewhat established trees, like some slow growers like oaks or whatever. Like, you can, I think you can get like a 10-year-old oak tree. They're expensive as shit. This used to be just a curve to the left, like a sweeping curve to the left. Now it's like some weird intersection, like a three-way stop. That doesn't make any sense. But on the right here is more of McKay's land. They basically own all the land around Waterloo, so hard for our town to grow because it's all surrounded by McKay's. Like, look at all them trees. Isn't that something else? You can see them get younger as you drive along too. That's crazy. These are just little saplings down here, and at the very end will be the very youngest. Look at that. Surprisingly, even being way out here, but according to my phone, we still got full 5G signal, which is so weird. Like, why Waterloo has phenomenal 5G signal when other towns like Watertown, which are considerably bigger, have very poor 5G signal. But either way, I mean, I got shitloads of this hotspot data to use, so I figure I might as well get out and burn through some of it. So I'm about halfway through the month, and I've only used 4 gig out of the 100 gig that I get. we might as well just burn through some data. Look out there, squirrel. Look at that little squirrel. Running past the dead deer that was spray painted red for some reason. Rollover data? No. Like it seems like rollover data was a thing from the 2000s maybe? What company was that? There was so many cell phone companies back then too, like Singular and Nextel and fucking Primeco. Does anyone remember Primeco? Was it Verizon had rollover data? I don't fucking know. They should just make it truly unlimited. Oh, it's a huge pothole. Holy fuck, that is rip your tire or wheel off pothole. Good God. AT&T did the rollover. It's even more of McKay's Fields way out here. Even way back on the left, it's a shitload of pine trees, which you probably can't see, but... seems like 100 gigabits a month, and then they say I can buy more, which is kind of expensive, so I could buy an additional 25 gig for 25 bucks, whereas I pay, what the fuck is it? It's 50 bucks a month for the 100 gig hotspot plan, and then like I said, they say I can add more if need be, but I don't know, I did like a nearly 40-minute live stream the other day when it was the snowstorm and Evan was using my feed, and that only used a few gigs of data, so I mean 100 should be just a shitload. Hopefully the stream is holding up well. Man, this road kind of sucks. Getting all torn up from the snow plows and shit. It seems like they redid it not that long ago, too. I guess it's just whatever this like black top, and then once that gets bad, they put pea gravel on top of it. Still no drop frames. How is that possible? And I got like half 5G signal. So who knows? Maybe streaming at this bit rate will work? Because the 4G, T-Mobile's 4G upload speeds are pretty fucking pathetic. The download speeds are still like 60 meg, which is way more than you could possibly need for a mobile device. It's just those 4G upload speeds around here. I mean, you're lucky if you get 2 meg, which is why I'm trying to stream at 1500 kilobits here. So if we do kick over to 4G, hopefully it can sustain the stream. We'll see. That's what this test is all about. Oh, the real challenge. Alright, I'll see if I can... Damn, I gotta get something to clamp this laptop down. It's bouncing all around when I go over big bumps. Need like some... Oh, I could just clamp it. Yeah, get some small hand clamps. That'll do it. I just take a trip to Fall River. I used to live there when I was a kid for like 6 months or 8 months or something like that. On Sleepy Hollow Lane, we lived on Lazy Lake, which was great. During the winter, I lived there sort of at the end of summer going into the following spring. Somebody would build a hockey rink on the ice, so I learned how to skate that winter. And I got pretty good, but I could never do that like slide to a stop, that cool looking like slide into a stop sideways, shedding ice all over the place. Could never do that, and I could never go backwards. But it was fun. Having actual hockey skates instead of, because I got 3 older sisters. 1500 kilobytes, you're using something blah blah is equal to 15 gigabits per day. Constant bit rate? No shit. Oh my God. So we could have like a solid week worth of just continuous storm coverage. So roughly 7 continuous days at this rate. Oh my God. That seems to be way more than I could ever possibly use. So that's good news. How does the quality look while I'm driving? Is everything like sort of getting blocky and shit because there's just not enough data getting sent out to give you a clear image? Let me know about that. If it's still relatively good. So, I mean, as long as it's not... What's this snowman doing? Oh, is he hiding a mailbox? Yeah, letting the plow drivers know there's a mailbox there. It's looking good. I'll probably be set. Hopefully. Because again, I mean, as the technology advances, you know, the quality will improve, and ultimately I would like to be streaming in 1080p, which would be nice. But 720 ain't bad, and if I can get away with it at this bit rate and it'll stay connected even under 4G conditions, fucking perfect. Because as long as you can have a good view, I'm not saying we got to be the best on the block right out of the gate. Oh, a bunch of big old horses back there. We got a whole pasture of them. I used to have horses when I was a kid, and it was fucking awesome. Oh, my friends were so jealous. We could just saddle them up and ride whenever we wanted to. It was great. Only buffered once so far. No shit. Of course, I still have on my phone full 5G signal. So I think it's just going to be a hit or miss thing if I'm in a good coverage area, which shockingly, at least in Wisconsin, man, T-Mobile has got you fucking covered. Which I'm not getting paid for putting that T-Mobile on the screen. I just do it because for the first time in my life, I cannot believe I am actually satisfied with a fucking cell phone carrier's coverage. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, how AT&T and Verizon totally dropped the ball on 5G, where it basically only works in a city. Like, we are out in between Waterloo and Columbus. Like, this is what most of Wisconsin looks like, just rural as shit. Like, nothing but farms. And we're fucking killing it here on T-Mobile. So ultimately, it would be nice if they would fucking pay me, or just give me the free service, give me unlimited hotspot service, and give me my cell phone for free, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it really fucking sucks paying for the internet 3 goddamn times. Through my phone, a hotspot, and cable internet at home. Ugh. So one way or another, I gotta start making money off of this shit, and if you like candles, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am literally one of the best candle makers on earth. I was famous on Reddit like 10 years ago for just stumbling into a candle company, and thousands of people from all 50 states bought candles from me. So if you click on over to my Patreon page, it's set up like that. There's like a monthly candle subscription thing. And we got shitloads of scents. I mean, there's 900 scents, at least 900. I buy from 2 different places. There's not to mention all the other local places, like there's a shop in Madison that manufactures their own scent oil. But just from the 2 places I buy from, there's over 900 different scent oils to choose from. And what I used to do before, if anyone requested a scent, I'd fucking buy it. Most of the time the people would follow through and actually buy the candle, but fuck it. That's how I want to fund these storm chasing and other documentary type shit that I want to do. Because it just feels weird begging for money on Patreon, because I don't want to paywall anything. Like, just because you're broke doesn't mean you shouldn't have access to cool shit. So I can't stand that, where you gotta pay for something through Patreon to get access to whatever. Fuck all that. Everyone should have access to everything. Just because, like I said, just because you can't afford it, like, it's backwards how this works. The people that are less fortunate should have easier opportunities to have access to the cool things that most other people can afford. Not locking them out behind a fucking paywall. So fuck that. Everything I do is going to be open to everything. All the 4K. Oh, I'm not recording this because nothing's happening. This is just a live stream test. But while I'm live streaming, I'm recording everything in 4K into the camera. So if it buffers or I drop or the shit drops out, ultimately, even though it's after the fact, only like a day or whatever, you'll still be able to see the full thing, complete and full length in 4K. So it's going to be great, and there's no paywalls. So if you want to support my channel, click over to the Patreon thing. I should put a list of all the candle scents you can choose from in the description on my Patreon thing. I didn't do that, but there's 3 tiers. A $5 tier if you just want to sort of chip in for gas, because again, there's no benefit to any of these tiers, except like for the candles that you get on the other 2. But it's not going to be like secret behind the scenes access or fuck all that. Everyone gets access to it, whether you can afford to or not. It's just the fact, like, do you want to support shit like this? What I'm attempting to do, give you some of the best live streams for weather and other documentary shit that exists, then click on over the Patreon thing. You can get shipping. Okay, shipping is included. So I'm going to be completely honest. I charge $25 per candle, and they're 14 ounces, which is basically right on par with the Yankee candles. So it's, a lot of people think that's a shock, but 10 years ago I was charging $20 for the same fucking thing, and people were buying them like hotcakes. Well, guess what? The price of everything. There's another Amoco. How did Amoco come back? BP bought out Amoco, but all of a sudden Amoco is back. Anyway, 25 bucks a piece, and then shipping is generally about 10 is average. If I ship to like the coasts, New York or California, it's like 13, 14 bucks. Around the Midwest, it's like 7 or 8 bucks. So sort of split the middle ground there, and so you get 1 candle shipped to you for 35 bucks, 2 for 50 bucks, which honestly that's the fucking deal. Because you're basically paying normal price for them and getting free shipping. So, or you're getting a discount and paying $10 for shipping. However the fuck you want to look at it, it all works out the same. So that's how I want to fund all this stuff. No, give me money on Patreon for exclusive access. Fuck all that. You're getting an actual, I'm telling you right now, one of the best fucking candles you'll ever experience. And that's not just me trying to sell you a product, because obviously if you were to buy one and you find out it's shit, you could just trash me all you want on the internet. But I am so confident. I have converted numerous Yankee Candle fans to my fucking candles. I sent the hell out of them. Like, I don't skimp on that shit. It's the most expensive part, but guess what? You buy candles to make the room smell good, or at least I do. So there's no fucking doubt about it, man. My candles are strongly scented, which is the way it should be. So you're gonna get an excellent, top-notch quality product in exchange for supporting my storm chasing fantasies. That's goddamn right. Last summer, I think it was, the candles come in handy. Lightning struck, there's a power substation like 100 yards behind where I live, and lightning struck it, or struck a pole or a line nearby, and the transformer exploded and started on fire. So I was without power for like 8 hours, and you goddamn right candles come in handy, man. It might take a while, but you could even heat a can of soup over a candle if you rig it up just right. I tried using, because I got hotspot allotment on my T-Mobile cell phone plan too, which I use the prepaid shit. Oh my god, it's 42 bucks a month, and I get everything. Like, they haven't even come close to using up all my data. So it's unbelievable. I can't believe some people pay like 85 bucks a month for a cell phone plan. It's ridiculous. 42 bucks a month, man. Yeah, I had to buy the phone outright, but I don't buy flagship phones. I just got the Pixel 4a. I think it was like $350 phone. Fucking good enough. But the phone couldn't stream out. I could use it as the hotspot, and I could watch videos, like incoming data, but I could not live stream out to the internet through my phone. It just would not. I don't know if the modem ain't powerful enough or the antennas ain't strong. I don't understand how any of this shit works, but the hotspot seems to be working pretty goddamn good. Yeah, we have only 126 frames dropped. Folks, from Waterloo to Columbus, and now we're heading to Fall River, which I gotta imagine Fall River is gonna be dropping some frames, because this is about as rural as it gets. Unless you go up north and you start to get into the Northwoods, which I want to test that out. if I drive up to Lake Superior on the 3rd, there's going to be a snowstorm coming in, but I don't know about that. I got shitty tires on here, but who knows? You know, you never know what the fuck's going to happen. Got to start driving to where the storms are eventually, right? Find that gas pedal, buddy. It's 45. You don't go more than 100 miles. I want to try to do, well, like, my parents live up north sort of by Black River Falls, so that can be sort of like a jump off point for me. And I can always just steal their truck and drive. That's what I could do. Drive to my parents, steal their truck, drive to Lake Superior. The only thing that sucks is you got to make the decision like within 12 hours of when the storm is going to hit, because the more I watch the weather and the forecast and radar predictions intricately, the more unreliable. These motherfuckers have no clue what they're talking about, man. It's just a guess, and it's always wrong. If you take what they said 2 days before the storm is supposed to hit, almost 100% of the time, nothing they say is going to come true on the day of the storm. It's going to be so fucking wrong. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to start locally, like Wisconsin, maybe like the northern third of Illinois, a little bit of Minnesota. I mean, Michigan is like a 5-hour drive away, but that's, again, the thing. If I get more support and, you know, financial support, because gas ain't cheap, vehicle maintenance ain't cheap, then I'll just keep expanding my area. You know what I mean? I'd like to chase storms in the summertime as well, but around here, like, just look, there's hills and trees fucking everywhere, so you don't really get good views of storms coming in. But northern Illinois, almost basically once you cross the Wisconsin border into the western half of Illinois, that's pretty goddamn flat up there. So I could do that area. And obviously the farther south you go, the more better chance of seeing storms are, because yeah, we get a lot of tornadoes in Wisconsin, but they're almost all like zeros or ones. Very rarely. I mean, there's only been, I think, like 3 or 4 F5s in recorded history in Wisconsin, and almost as few F4s. Like, we get a lot of tornadoes, but they're usually just small, not very powerful, and short-lived. I think the turn for Fall River's coming up here. Now we got poor 5G signal, so we'll see. Still, 126 frames dropped. All right. Hot damn, let's hope that 1500 kilobits a second will do it. So here's Fall River, Wisconsin. Town of like 800 people, I think. Back when I lived here. I don't know how many people live here now. There was only like 23 people in my entire class. So our whole grade was in the same class every class, which is pretty awesome. I liked living here. This is a nice little quiet town. tried reconnecting with back when I still used Facebook. Tracked down a couple of these people. One dude kind of remembered me, but I don't think most of these people, which I had to have made a good impression. I mean, this was in the early 90s. Jesus Christ. Early to mid 90s, maybe like 93-ish or something like that. So I had shaved lines in my eyebrow because that was the cool thing to do. And one of the kids in our class was a good artist, and they made me a goodbye card when I moved away. I just can't believe like none of them remembered me. I remember all of that shit. Even like when I went to school in Marshall in elementary school, like I remember a lot of those fucking people, and they go to a lot of Brewer games. One of the dudes, Tyler, claims he didn't remember me at all. Like, how the fuck do you not remember? Uh-oh, now we're starting to lose it. It still says we got 5G coverage on my phone, so I don't understand why it does this shit. Obviously, like, something is not being honest here. Well, this will be the test if anyone can still hear me, because there's very low bit rate going out. And I can see it's just dropping frames like a motherfucker. But we'll see how this works, if it's going to cut the stream off or not. I don't remember this town being so long. Man, I used to walk to school every day. Did I literally walk like 2 miles to school? Just a few frames every 15 seconds. Because on OBS it says it's just red boxed out of its mind. It's like 300 kilobits a second. But it's still putting data out, so this will be a good test at how it performs in very adverse conditions. And then if we're still connected by the time I turn around, we'll see what it's like. Oh, here it is, Sleepy Hollow. Here we go. Of course, this person's following me. Why wouldn't they be? Was it? Had a detached garage from the house. It's right here, the green one. Isn't it? No. God, they all have detached garages. What the fuck? I'm just gonna pull over so this fucking idiot will just go by me. Is that it? Fucking A, I don't remember what house I used to live in. What is with that huge flow of ice? What the fuck? They have a water line burst? People out there ice fishing? Yeah, we used to take snowmobiles just flying. First time I ever did like about 100 miles an hour on a snowmobile. When I was like 13 years old. That was a wild ride. So it's not down this far, because down here at the time there was a bowling alley that burned down. So now it just appears to be like a boat landing or some shit. Hey, look at all the ice fishermen. So obviously they re-sided the place. So I don't know which house it was. I don't remember the address. But it used to be dark blue, I think. And we had super religious neighbors. Like, I don't know what religion they were, but they couldn't go to school dances or sporting events or anything. The Lubinaws, Meredith Lubinaw was the girl in my class. So I know it was one of these that had the detached garage. But then I thought on the house there was a garage on the right. So I don't think it was that place. Or that one. I think it was this. Make any goddamn sense. How can the upload speed be nearly as fast as my cable internet, but I'm still dropping frames? Massively. Like, I don't fucking get it. This is the problem that I need to overcome. Like, why this happens. When it says I got good 5G signal, I just ran a fucking speed test. There's way more than enough bandwidth to do what I'm trying to do, but here it is, looking at the computer, 0 kilobits it's putting out. This doesn't make any sense. But this is another reason why I'll be recording everything in camera, so when I hit zones like this. But again, I mean, Fall River is such a tiny little town. But I just don't get how I can have the internet speed and the signal, but it just don't work. So now we're almost out of Fall River. So now I got the, well, it just was back. It's still red box though. Like, what the fuck? It's putting out more data than I'm telling it to. I got it limited, a constant bit rate at 1500 kilobits. It's putting out 6000. So now this is like what OBS does. It gets stuck in this fucking loop. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why it just doesn't go back to the green box. Hey everyone, see Cassandra, Proxima, all in the chat. Is your month-long vacation done yet, Cassandra? Jet setting around the... We're still bouncing around here with red boxes, which I guess is just gonna fucking the way it's gonna be. Once it gets into that loop of being low on bandwidth, I don't fucking understand any of this shit. Maybe if I paid for an actual encoder. I mean, OBS is powerful for what it does, but it's still a free thing, so how much is really gone into it, you know? So, sticking with the green box for now, it should be back to normal. But I would really like to figure out why that is happening. Why it just drops frames like a motherfucker when multiple devices say I have excellent signal strength and you run a speed test and you have way more than enough bandwidth to do what you're trying to do. Is it the buildings in town? Who fucking knows? But now where should I go? What do we got? What's our options here? 16 and 60? East. This would take us to Oconomowoc? Maybe? Fuck it, let's go. We'll see what type of signal we get going down the highway. How much CPU? Virtually none. 01. I got a beast of a fucking laptop here. It's got like a 3050 Ti video card in it. Yeah, so right now CPU 0.2. Yeah. This computer isn't even breaking a sweat trying to do what I want it to do. So it's not the computer, it's just, maybe I'll actually pay for an encoding service. Well, like I said earlier, give Restream a try or some shit. Yeah, I definitely got to clamp my computer down. It is. I hit a big bump, it might pop out of its little cradle. I got it in here. Columbus and Marshall. Oh man, I miss having snowmobiles. That shit was so much fun. Now we seem to be doing good. God, knowing how much fucking data I have available, you know, April 2024, heading down to Texas to get that fucking solar eclipse going. Oh, what's this all about? Too bright? Yeah, there we go. It's another nice thing about this camera. It's got fucking built-in neutral density filters, like little sunglasses for your camera. So you can always keep a good frame rate, shutter speed. Really works out well. So much better than a fucking cell phone. Just having control over the white balance and the autofocus and shit, so every time the wipers wipe, it's not constantly focus breathing, which, how fucking annoying is that? There's a plugin for OBS that enables adaptive bitrate changes. See, that's kind of what I wanted to be, so when I'm in a good area with a lot, I can have like 4,000 kilobits a second and have really high quality 720p, and then, you know, if the signal fades or somehow, we gotta have the technology to detect this shit in real time. If it's trying to push out packets of data or however the fuck it works over a cellular network, and it's just noticing like, oh my god, there's too much, trying to smash too much through this tube, it can just automatically adjust the bit rate down. That would be nice. See, I was thinking about that, because, I mean, I could mount a camera outside. You can just buy, like, a fucking security camera that's designed to be out in the elements, but mounting it is one thing. Like, this is pretty good. Gives you a pretty good image, except when I'm idling. This fucking car idles like a V8, man, and it's like a massage chair when I'm idling, like at a stop sign or if it's in park. But that's how these Ford Escapes and Mercury Mariners are, man. They're V6s, but when they're idling, it's got just this perfect idling. No, I'm telling you, it's like a V8. And the whole thing is like a vibrating chair. So I got the image stabilization on, so it kind of gets like sort of jello-y if I'm at a stop. But while I'm driving, it seems to do a good job. This mount I built is fucking awesome. Like, I got my hand on it right now. There's virtually no vibrations going through the mount. Adaptive CBR. I'll look into that. I should also do a fucking photo blog about the dilapidated barns of Wisconsin, because what a tragic downfall of the family farmer this state has seen. Stream's looking great. Excellent. Excellent news. Especially at this low of a bit rate, because this will help out tremendously. Oh, if this takes us to, I'm pretty sure 16 and 60 ends up in Oconomowoc, so it might be quite a bit of a drive here. But if we do end up in Oconomowoc, good God, the fucking houses in this town, like the Montgomery Ward mansion, is unbelievable. On the highway, it's very smooth. I notice a bit of shake when you are on the pothole road. Yeah. Watching other people's streams, it seems like if you got like a cell phone with the suction cup on the windshield is your best bet. You get the least amount of vibrations, but I mean, I'll do a video of what I'm dealing with here, because my vertical support mount is actually touching the footwell area of the passenger seat, but I got some dense foam padding under it to reduce the vibration, just because I got so much shit mounted on here. I got my cell phone mounted, the 5G hotspot mounted, the camera is mounted, shotgun mic is mounted, and the laptop is all mounted to this contraption I built. So I think this is about as stable as the camera can get. Unless I start, because I mean there's still some side-to-side vibrations in the seat, because it is mounted to the passenger seat headrest. But I mean, for what it was before I put the vertical support pole in, oh my God, that was unwatchable. That would just give you a headache. So at least this I can handle. Now we just need some goddamn storms to show up. More than just like 3 or 4 inch snowfall, you know. But not as extreme as that Buffalo blizzard. Holy fuck. Like 40 people died in that shit? Like that's... I would need a few snowstorm chases under my belt. But I have a whole plan for emergency preparedness kit to where I'm not gonna freeze to death. Like we're talking sleeping bags for people that climb Everest. 5 days worth of food, tons of water, redundancies. Get a couple camping stoves, a bunch of them little green propane tanks to power the camping stove. So if one camping stove fails, you got another one. Peanut butter, crackers, soup, deli meat, all that shit. Just go prepared. A sleeping bag that's good to 50 below zero. Like, you're gonna be fine. Make sure your tailpipe isn't clogged and you're not gonna die of carbon monoxide poisoning. Then I'd be comfortable going out into that type of shit. Or even if you literally get snowed over, you're still gonna stay alive. Well, the one woman, she had gas in her car. Like, well, it ran out by the time they found her dead. She was in her scrubs, that nurse. Oh man, just her tailpipe clogged up and carbon monoxide went inside. But she was just in her scrubs, wearing some Crocs. She was warm, had the fucking heat on. Gonna be just fine, but they forget, which is easy to. You know, your mind is focused on like the blizzard actually going on outside of you than trying to remember like every half hour to go out and dig your fucking tailpipe out. It sucks, man. And then what we were watching on Evan's stream, like all the like dozens of people just coming out of fucking nowhere to go to that convenience store. Like that was hilarious. That dude had just ditched his truck in the middle of the fucking intersection for 15 minutes. You know the police ain't gonna come by if the plows ain't come through. A fucking cop car, get out of here. What are they gonna do to you? I guess that's another reason, like thinking about the highway comment you made a little while ago. That's one of the reasons why a lot of these storm chasers do just stream in between town to town, because for the most part, they stick to main state highways or interstates. And if you notice, like once they get into certain towns and shit like that, or certain parts of town, then their stream usually starts fucking up. But can't complain too much. I mean, the technology is... I was watching your stream when that truck did that. Oh, man. But it's another thing. I would, like, using an SUV gets you a little bit better advantage on a car, but still, you only got, like, up to 8 inches of clearance, and then if you're in, like, an actual blizzard with 3-4 foot tall drifts, like, even a truck would have a hard time getting through that. But then I would also need tire chains. That's another, and actual snow tires. Even in Wisconsin and shit, virtually nobody uses actual snow tires. It's just the same fucking all-season radials. You just keep on, even though they don't do a fucking thing in the winter. They should be 3-season radials, because just the tread pattern is made for channeling water out. You don't want to channel snow out of your tires. Like, basically with snow tires, what they do is they pack the snow in the tread so that you have snow on snow traction, which is obviously way better than snow on rubber. That's what I was saying during Evan's stream. Like, oh, if I could mount a fucking, this whole laptop and shit to a snowmobile, you'd be unstoppable. You'd have the best coverage. You'd be fucking getting everywhere. That'd be so cool. If they made snowmobiles like enclosed, like gators and shit like that are, or if you could take a gator out of town, that would be the ultimate vehicle, because it seems almost impossible to get one of them fucking gators stuck. Oh yeah, we are a long ways away from Oconomowoc, because we're just hitting Sun Prairie right now. Holy shit. I think Oconomowoc may literally be like an hour away. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to Oconomowoc. They do make encased snowmobiles? Oh, man. Start buying them candles, boys and girls. let's get some goddamn money rolling in here. I'll put it all into fucking streaming. This has been a childhood dream of mine. I have been obsessed with severe weather my entire life. I remember I made my mom so furious. It was like 90 or somewhere between 89 and 91. Had a real bad storm come rolling in, like funnel clouds in the area. The roof of this part of the roof of the school got ripped off, and I rode that fucking storm out in my dog's house with my dog, and my mom was furious. But I didn't want my dog Joey to get hurt, man. I was more concerned about his well-being than my well-being. And honestly, being out in that super windy, like green sky, dark as hell in the middle of the day, I love it. I can't get enough of it. It's like the big, for me, that's the adrenaline rush. I lost my love of speeding. Like, we used to just, as fast as the car would go, that's how fast we went everywhere. But I get that adrenaline rush, man, with that derecho, or however, I can never remember how to pronounce that. Derecho, whatever. When we had a brief one of those blow through Waterloo last year, like my survival instinct is screaming, get away from the fucking window, because if something blows it out, you're gonna getting shredded with glass. But then the other side, like the adrenaline rush, was like, oh my god, look at this. I've never seen such intense fucking sustained wind. Like, we get gusts, 40, 50, sometimes 60 mile an hour wind gusts, but to have this sustained wind for like several minutes, that's why I really want to go see a hurricane desperately. Oh my God, I desperately want to see a fucking hurricane. And what do we have? 2? One of them was basically a tropical storm when it hit Florida. But again, I'm not going to start with like a Buffalo blizzard level hurricane, which I think that one was a 4, the first one when it made landfall. That's a little too much. Let me get the experience of what a hurricane is like a 1 or maybe a 2. So I worked with a guy from North Carolina who had experienced, I think he said 4 or 5 hurricanes, with a 3 being the most, a 3 or a 4. I think a 3 was the strongest he ever like stayed home to ride out. And he's like, yeah, it's scary as shit, but your windows and stuff are built for that. He said a 1 or a 2, you can handle it. It'll be just fine. So that's what I'm going to start with. Build up from there. I'm really not sure how I ended up on this highway, because I could have swore I took 16 and 60 out of Columbus, and now I'm on 151, which I know 151 does not go to Oconomowoc. Somehow, we're on the outskirts of Madison now. I think Nelson Road and American Parkway is in Madison. That's weird. I could have sworn I took 16 and 60 to the east, and we are literally traveling west. Like, we are going into Madison for some fucking reason. God damn it. Alright. Get this dickhead. There we go. Oh, in the summertime, I'll take you guys up to the Wisconsin Dells. That has got some unbelievable geography from when the glaciers melted and flooded out and carved just beautiful bluffs all over the place. So if we were to keep going straight, that's entering Madison. And if we were to keep going straight down that road, which is East Washington, we would drive right into the Capitol. But we are going to get the F out of here. Connect, you cocksucking motherfucker. This doesn't make any sense. I have full signal strength. What a fucking piece of shit. This is just ridiculous why it's fucking doing this. So I gotta figure out how to solve this problem. How can there be no fucking data going out? Absolutely full 5G signal strength where I am, and it just will not transmit data out. Jesus Christ. Why? Why the fuck does it do that? Then, oh, magically now it's just going to start working again. Nothing had changed. Signal strength is exactly the same. God damn it, this is frustrating. Sweep back across all of these lanes again. Oh shit, what I think I'm gonna do. So now we are headed towards Oconomowoc, just on the interstate. I don't know how I got all turned around leaving Columbus there. But past Lake Mills, you see Lake Mills, we are 18 miles away. Probably about six or 8 miles past Lake Mills is Johnson's Creek. And they got a truck stop there called the Pine Cone, which I'm gonna tell you right now, has the best fucking donuts on earth. And they are just legendary for their truck stop food, which sounds hard to believe, but this place is almost always packed. It's ridiculous. But it is legit good. Like back when we were in high school, after basketball games or volleyball games, we always used to make a pine cone run. And they had this gigantic hamburger called the Belt Buster. And it was basically like an entire loaf of bread, like a square-shaped loaf of bread. The bun was so huge and thick, like a square-shaped loaf of bread with just a giant, I think it was like a half-pound hamburger in that fucking thing. And the cream puff. Oh my God, who could forget the cream puff? First time I ever kissed Amber Jeglum, the most beautiful girl on earth, was at the Pine Cone, and she had cream puff cream on her lips, and I boldly leaned in for the kiss, and then 15 years later I had sex with her a bunch of times. Took a long fucking time. That was a lot of hard work. But we got her. We did. And then she married some Ukrainian pile of trash, and I haven't heard from her in 10 years, which is very, very heartbreaking. Here on the right, we got Cottage Grove, Wisconsin, which apparently we'll have to see what happens now. Amazon was going to build a like 4-story distribution center in Cottage Grove, basically destroying like 100 acres of pristine farmland to build a fucking distribution center, which a lot of citizens in this area were upset about, but the city council just blindly ignored them and said, fuck it, we're giving approval because money. More farmland you will never, ever, ever get back. And that's a goddamn shame. There's more than enough area within towns to fucking, I don't know, it just sucks. It really sucks. The evil corporation will always win. And how pathetic has Amazon's fucking Prime delivery have gotten? That shit ain't 2 days, at least for me. Because I don't need Amazon video or music or any of that shit. Like, all TV, sports, movies, and everything, it's free. It's all free. Live. I watch football live and baseball live as it's happening. Completely for free. Why people pay Paramount Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, HBO Max, Netflix. It's more expensive than cable was. So you just stream everything for free through shady European websites, but who gives a fuck? It's free. That's all I give a shit about. Because honestly, most movies are trash. All of these fucking superhero movies, trash. All of them. Like the first Iron Man was good and the first Deadpool was good, just because those dudes play sarcastic assholes extremely well. But after the first one, you get it. What more could you possibly have to say about these fucking characters? And most of these quote-unquote superheroes, some girl, what did she do? That silver guy, what was he supposed to be all about? The pile of rocks? Get real. Yeah, now it's fucking, my cable internet bill went up. It's $90 a month now, just for the fucking internet. So I really hope T-Mobile's home 5G internet service is available. Even if it doesn't work good, I can still call Charter and threaten to switch to T-Mobile and have them lower my fucking bill back down to $50 or $60 a month. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's just extreme. Almost $100 a month for cable internet. It's just a rip-off. That shit should be fucking regulated. And for real, like, when was the last time, like, what happened to the silly fucking, like, high school / college age, movie comedy? Like the first American Pie. Where's those types of movies now? Why aren't there tits in movies anymore? Man, in the 80s and 90s, you could not watch a movie without there being tits in it. Mainstream movies, like PG-13 movies had tits in them. And it was the best. Those movies were the best. Now it's like, hey, watch this fucking Marvel superhero. They're not even good. The fucking quote-unquote fans of these movies hate them. They constantly complain about how shitty they are, but they won't stop watching them. How many fucking Batman movies do you need, man? We get it! Okay, so the Joker, I hate Joaquin Phoenix. He's just a total self-delusional or deluded fucking prick. Just straight up. Has no idea what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to animal cruelty and shit like that. Ragging on dairy farmers. That dude can go fuck himself. But he was phenomenal, well, as Johnny Cash in that movie, and as the Joker. Phenomenal. One of the best acting performances I've ever seen. That was good. Because it's not like the squeaky clean fucking PG superhero movies where, like, Heath Ledger's Joker would have been great. Show him killing people. He's the Joker. That's what he does. He kills people. Making the pencil disappear, not good enough. You actually see the fucking Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, shoot a man in the face. Like that. That's what these fucking movies should be, man. Not these squeaky clean, safe, lame, watered down fucking... Yeah, golf's got places to be, man. He's got appointments to make. You don't need to watch them superhero movies because it's the same story over and over. That's what I'm just trying to say here. We need more Tarantinos and shit like that. Like, how great are his movies? He just keeps getting better. I love The Hateful Eight. That's one of my favorite movies. The end is a little weak, sort of fell off at the end there, but man, I love that movie. Django is fucking great. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is really fucking good. Go back and watch Jackie Brown. Or even Death Proof. God damn, those movies are good. Plus, he gave Kurt Russell a second chance at a career, which is awesome. Because Kurt Russell's a phenomenal actor, but you can only do so many Escape from LA movies. Yellowstone show, what's that all about? Oh, that's another place I want to go to, and because I mean, I literally got DSLR, video cameras, drones. I got all the bases covered for getting cool shit. So good landscape pictures, footage with this camera. I ultimately want to buy an actual cinema camera. So we'll see if I become popular enough to where people actually give me money. Aside from the weather streaming shit like that, I want to do stuff like go to Yellowstone, do a super cool documentary about it. I'll be doing several in Wisconsin once we get some leaves on the trees again, like Devil's Lake is awesome, and shit like that. Like I said, the Wisconsin Dells is really cool. And then I want to go out west, the Channeled Scablands, Washington, Valley of the God in Utah, Meteor Crater in Arizona. So it's going to be Kevin Costner owns a ranch and big business is trying to steal his ranch. Huh. Check that out. But obviously it's not raining and storming and blizzarding and hurricaning all the time. So in between that, I want to go out and actually travel, do the Badlands in the Dakotas, shit like that, Yellowstone, Wyoming, Montana, or wherever the fuck Yellowstone primarily is. Do Niagara Falls again. Thought that place was amazing. But I like nature, I like being outside, and who doesn't like discovering that, cool places exist? Because unless you're from Wisconsin, you probably don't know shit about what we have here. I don't know dick about what they got. Oh, now we're losing it. We losing it again? It's got the message. Yep. Here's another one. We'll do another speed test and we'll see, because I still got excellent signal. But god damn it, why does this fucking happen? Blazing fast, like we're like 100 meg download. Jesus Christ. I could watch TV shows, 170 meg download, 200, 300. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And look at these upload speeds. Okay, now we got signal back. We're looking at 40 meg upload speeds, 273 meg download speed off of 5G through my fucking cell phone. This is unbelievable. That's 3 times faster download speed and like 10 times faster upload speed than my fucking cable internet is. Through a cell phone. That is unbelievable. God, just get blanket coverage everywhere for this shit, man. It's all we need. Oh, there's a tower right there, no wonder. I'll have to check Yellowstone out. I'm currently burning through Seinfeld again. And then after Seinfeld, I was considering Silicon Valley, because I fucking love that show. And I just got done with 30 Rock, again. So it's basically Community, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, The Office, It's Always Sunny, Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, House. I just watched the same fucking shows over. Oh, Arrested Development, love that one. Workaholics. Holy fuck, Workaholics is great. Yeah, that's the thing with that. The more you feed the algorithm, the more it... That's how my main channel got so fucking big. I just kept cranking out them on cinema compilations, and apparently there was a huge market for them. I filled a void. I noticed virtually no one else was making these compilations. The ones that existed were pathetic. Like, you gotta pick cut points. You can't just cut in the middle of a fucking sentence or right after the scene changes, because now you got a scene change followed by a cut and it just looks like garbage. You look very unprofessional. So I taught myself how to video edit using them on cinema footage. And they became wildly popular. And then my Chernobyl edit of Typical Day at Work for Comrade Dyatlov blew up. Man, that's got like 4.5 million views. So that shit helps a lot. But it's a 100% true. You gotta keep feeding the algorithm, and eventually your channel, or at least a video, will be in, for months, will be in people's recommendation shit. Then all I gotta do is deliver on the quality content, because, again, man, look at us, the community. Look at how big this community is. We're always bouncing around trying to find where the best view of the storm is, you know what I mean? There's a huge market for this, and there's not a lot of people trying to fill it, or at least do it well. Main thing being personality-wise. Sometimes we can all get stuck into the, the boring rigor of the road, and you sort of talk and drone on. Put a little sing-song in your voice, man. Put little inflections here and there. So it's not just, and then we're gonna try to intercept this cell over here, and if we can make it there in time, maybe. Like, come on, fucking get some emotion in your voice, for fuck's sake. Yell. Get loud a little bit, but not just like, dangerous storm, dangerous storm, dangerous storm, violent storm, violent storm. Not gonna do that shit either, man. You can fucking see what's going on. You're watching it with your eyes. You don't need me or anyone else screaming at you what you're already fucking watching. And if you like that, there's already tons of fucking people that will do that. But I personally don't. I try to get a little bit of a sense of humor, because do any of these storm chasers have a fucking sense of humor? The Australian dude, Daniel Shaw, is about the only one that is not what I'm describing. And he's far and away the best, man. Technological-wise, camera-wise, he's got the outside-mounted camera that... It's like a PTZ camera. Well, I don't know if it zooms in, but he can spin it 360 degrees and all that shit. He's got fucking redundancies for his internet, which... That's another thing, if we ever build to the point of doing that. Just a fucking 5G router thing that can handle dual SIM cards to have dual network on it is $800. So we're gonna try to get by with just T-Mobile for now, but ultimately down the line it would be nice to have the redundancies. Give yourself a better chance of not, dropping frames or losing connectivity. But this has been we've lost signal, we've dropped frames, we've buffered a lot, but we have not lost it long enough to where YouTube actually shuts down the stream automatically. So that is very good news. See, I have no problem covering most of these costs, because wintertime is a little tight money-wise because we're just not working outside in the winter time. But come springtime, I'll have just endless amounts of money again. But then I'd have to take time off of work. I don't want to say endless amounts of money because it's just not true. I'm nowhere near endless amounts of money. But for the way I live, very frugally, I will have endless amounts of money come springtime again. But still, while I'm storm chasing, I'm not working, so that means I gotta try to make money somewhere else, which is where you, the loyal and the best viewer, you guys are the best viewers on earth. Love you so much. You guys buying candles, or at least if you know somebody who likes candles, have them buy from me, even if you don't want to spend your money on it. Because again, there's no guarantees in life. You know, everyone has their own opinions on things, but I'm gonna guarantee. I guarantee that there's no guarantees in life, but my guarantee to you is that I make some amazing fucking candles, and candle lovers in your life will love them. Whoa, stay in your lane, car. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you're digging through all types of shit. I can see her in there. Focus on the road, you stupid. Look at this. Looking down, not paying attention. Focus on the fucking road, you dumb bitch. Still digging through your bag, because that's super important while you're driving. I don't know if you can see her, but I constantly see her looking over to the right, looking down. There she's looking down again. Swerve towards the rumble strips there. There you go. Swerve back towards the center lane. Look back down again. Do not look at the road. Whatever you do, just don't look at the fucking road. Oh, now throw your jacket back. Oh my God, that was super important. Thank God you did that while you're driving. Can't find her lip gloss. Where did I put my Hello Kitty lip gloss? Where is it? Fucking broken glass everywhere in the road. What the hell? Sunshiny day. Go. That's the weekend, so the odds of there being donuts available this late into the day might be on a little fool's errand here. But if they don't have them at the truck stop, sometimes there's a little secret stash at the gas station that is connected to the truck stop. This is the Pine Cone in Johnsons Creek, Wisconsin, and I told you, this place is always packed. It's insane. Make a fucking decision, you dumb asshole. God damn, you sit there in the fucking... Alright, I'm just gonna let this thing keep streaming and I'll be back. Hopefully it all stays running. Oh, score. Big time. Let's see. Probably going to be too close to focus, but oh my God, we got them. 4 chocolate Long Johns. I'm telling you, this is the fucking best. Oh, I'm just going to make myself sick on donuts tonight. It doesn't get any better than that. There we go. Seemed to work. All right. Yep. Come on, car. Come on, SUV. There you go. Oh, now it's just, everyone just stop right here. Don't drive through the parking lot like a normal human being would. Just stop in the middle of it for no reason. It's like everybody is just obsessed with parking as close to the front door as you can. Just walk your fat ass an additional 20 feet, burn another half calorie, which I know is so precious. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, it can't even be the white truck getting out of the way here. What are these motherfucking idiots doing? Jesus fucking Christ. This green fucking Volkswagen Bug. Let's fucking go! Look at you, you stupid motherfucker. Get the fuck out of the way! Jesus Christ! You're the only person on Earth, buddy. This whole complex was made specifically for you to fuck around in your piece of shit Volkswagen Beetle. Cocksucker. And that's why I hate everybody. Y'all familiar with Culvers? You have Culvers where you live? See, that's another reason to watch me, because I just have these moments of fits of rage from other people. Just, god damn it. It's like they exist just to piss you off. So I can go from 0 to 100 just like that. Oh, there's the Policia sitting at the Gobbler, which is this weird theater with like a spinning bar. But the dude that spent millions of dollars remodeling into it, they usually just had like country artists performing there. He died, so I guess no one else wants to keep the thing going. Academy and Bass Pro. What does that mean? Frames we drop in here. That seems to be working. You talking about Covers the Sporting Goods Store? What does that mean? Covers the Sporting Goods Store? Oh, Culvers! Like C-U-L-V-E-R apostrophe S. Like George Culver is the guy's name. It's a hamburger chain. We'll go to one. There's one in Johnson's Creek here. So, you know, like, people say like Five Guys is so great. Five Guys is trash. Let's just be perfectly fucking honest. I've never had In-N-Out because there's no In-N-Outs around here. And Whataburger, I don't think there's any Whataburgers around here either. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now, man, Culver's is the best fast food burger joint that exists. Their butter burgers, oh my god, they actually taste like a fucking hamburger. It's unbelievable. What are you throwing salt down for? That's weird. It's supposed to be like 40 degrees for the next 3 days, and that snowplow is throwing salt all over the fucking place. So right up here on the left, We're gonna go get some food from Culver's. They're primarily a Midwest thing, and they don't, in order to be a franchise owner, like, you have to have X amount of money, provable that you have X amount of money, with $400,000 minimum being liquid at your disposal at any given chance. Then, if you have zero business experience or not enough business experience in their eyes, they make you go to business school before you can own a Culver's franchise. They strategically place them. You can't, like, you're not just going to have 15 of them in a town like McDonald's. They're strategically placed, and I don't think I have ever seen a Culver's go out of business. They have frozen custard, and holy shit, man. Ice cream hot fudge sundaes are good, but whatever the fuck frozen custard is, man, it is way better hot fudge sundae with frozen custard. And like I said, the hamburgers just taste... we got Five Guys around here. I've been there. It's like $15 for a fucking double burger and french fries. And A, their hamburger sucks. B, their fries are atrocious. They are like Burger King level fries. Junk. Bottom of the fucking barrel, man. Whatever Burger King did to their fries like 15 years ago, ruined them. But holy shit, man, Culver's has got it. Does this light ever fucking change? Oh my God. You can see right over there. There it is. Culver's. Whataburger is on par with McDonald's? Are you serious? How are these like gourmet fast food restaurants then? Like, Culver's literally is. You can get like fish fries here. Their chicken strips are good. Like, for fast food, and it's not technically super fast because, I mean, they are making your food fresh for you. But for quote-unquote fast food, you cannot beat this. You cannot beat Culver's. Hell, we'll even pull in and give you a good view of the building here. Look at that. It's like heaven on earth here. Actually, do one of these maneuvers, huh? Is it really that off center? I've just parked at an angle, perhaps. All right, I'll be back. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, little exotic. Goddamn right we're expanding. One step at a time. Piecing together equipment, achieving goals, eating at Culver's, living the dream. Ooh, these fries are fucking hot. See those people that just got into that silver Chevy over there? You would not believe how many napkins that lady stole. What a bitch. All right. Big old pile of grilled onions on this hot rod. All right. See, I grew up on hamburgers called sliders that are made by the Lake Mills Legion. And your options, they didn't even have cheese as an option back then. It was just with or without fried or raw. And it's onions. You can either get raw or fried onions on it or plain. That's your fucking choice. And then they expanded to having some cheese on there, but they are literally cooked in a bath of lard, like almost deep fried. And oh my God, they are so good. The only place on earth that has them is the Lake Mills Legion. All right, heading home. Fuck, these are hot. Hope you enjoy the sound of me eating. Oh, good, no radio reception. I don't mind crunchy onions on a hamburger, but or a brat. Crunchy onions on a brat is good, but I prefer them fried. Oh, now you get a good view of the Gobbler. It's a cool looking building, almost spaceship-like. There she is. bit of wintry mix coming this way. Weird how everyone going in my direction, they all have their headlights off, but everyone coming at me has their headlights on. Ain't that some shit? That is one tasty burger. Big time. Sweet. Hey, thanks, Eric. Happy New Year to you, too. I'm almost home anyway, so within 5 minutes we're going to be shutting this hot rod down, but I appreciate the feedback, letting me know how it's looking on your guys' end. But this seems to be about a good compromise. Lower the bit rate, give us a better chance of not dropping frames, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll go from there. But I guess I'm pretty confident, or pretty happy with this. But again, I appreciate it. Appreciate the help and the feedback and you just hanging out. So have a happy and safe New Year. Get all fucked up. Do whatever you, if you don't want to get fucked up, don't. Do whatever you feel like doing. Have a lot of fun. That's coming loose. Ah, damn it. Try to fix this while I'm driving. See how many crashes I get into. Gotta get it locked in before the curve. Come on, baby. Come on, come on. We got her. Now she's tight. Now she's tight. Gotta keep changing out the quick release plate because this is the ball head in here is a smaller release plate than my tripod is. Which, what a pain in the ass. Why don't you just make quick release plates all the same fucking size? Saw him dance now by the wrecking machine. Must have been about 17. Music coming strong, playing my favorite song. Wow, wow. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a rough road. This road completely sucks. Probably the roughest road in Waterloo. And it's a state highway, so I don't know why they keep putting off the repairs. God damn, it would be nice if they fixed it. All right. I would consider this a successful test. Happy with the results. Anyone happens to still be watching or see this, thank you for watching and seeing this.